Hello everybody, I'm Simon from Anthea Marketing and I'm here today with Jo Heagarty, who's Recruitment Manager at Fostering Foundation. Hi Jo.
Hello Simon, hi.
And it's our first of our team interviews, so we're going to see how this goes today and I'm sure it's going to be fine. So you're Recruitment Manager, Jo, is that right?
Yes, I am. Yes, and I also help with participation as well, but the majority of my role is recruitment for the foundation.
And what does that mainly entail? What type of thing is recruitment?
So recruitment is where we actually speak to foster carers that want to become, well, potential foster carers that want to become carers. So I deal with all the initial inquiries that come in. So I make all the calls and then I do the first visit. Normally we do a home visit, but obviously with COVID-19 we've had to kind of change our ways of working. So I've had to do Zoom and WhatsApp and phone. Although I have done a couple of visits and they've been really, really successful, which is brilliant. But I do the first initial interview as such. So I would always ask them the first things like personal details about relationships, about experience. So, but I'm not a social worker, so I just gain that information and then I type a report and then I send that to Shri, our service manager, and then from there she decides with the team who can go forward and who can't go forward. It's very rare, I must say, that we don't have potential carers that can't go forward, really, but there are a few instances, yes.
So you're getting the initial inquiry and speaking to them, telling them a bit more about fostering before they go to the next more detailed stage, is it?
Yeah, definitely, and it's huge now. Fostering is absolutely massive. You know, you can foster via local authority, you can go through private fostering agencies, and that's also become very, very competitive, especially over the last couple of years. So I just think it's about, for the foundation, it's about spending the time, it's about listening, and it's about making sure that they understand everything that the foundation is about.
Yeah. How long have you been with the Fostering Foundation? When did you join?
Uh, August last year, so August 2019. Yeah.
Oh, so just over a year.
Every
What
year,
were
yeah.
you what were you doing before that then?
So previously I was a recruitment officer for a national fostering agency. So very similar to what I'm doing now, but on a corporate level. So yeah, in that part it's completely different, but my regions were still the same. So I was still Bristol down to Cornwall.
So you say it was different. In what way different? Do you mind me
Because
asking?
I attended a large amount of meetings in the Midlands, so I was always going to meetings, and I would say that had the amount of reports I had to do, the amount of different targets, because you were really, really target driven there, and in it, and it was just huge. It was absolutely huge. So you had a huge marketing team. You had everything was 10 times as bigger than we've got at the foundation. That's why we're good. That's why we're unique.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously you like your current role, but do you prefer it to the way you were working before then, by the sound of it?
Yes, definitely, because in my previous role, I never dealt with the initial inquiries. They were booked into my diary and I would just go on my merry way and actually visit people. So I hadn't had that first initial call with them. So I didn't know, sorry, what I was going into. So
Yeah.
now I can speak to them before, I can do the initial visit, so I know who I'm going to, and I can structure my own diary a lot better. Whereas previously, I could be driving from Bristol to Bodmin in one day. Whereas now you think, okay, so Tuesday I'm going to the Exeter area, so that's fine, and Thursday I'm going to Gloucester area, so that's fine. So you can actually work your diary a little bit better.
I'm guessing that's changed though
Mm.
recently anyway with you know, how much have things changed with the lockdown situation, the current situation?
100% changed, yeah. So it's just completely different way of working, as now everything's done via Zoom and Skype, and so that's the initial inquiries. But it's very difficult sometimes when people, they don't like doing that. Some people, they
Yeah.
find it a bit invasive at first, because in hi and you really, really kind of need to build up that rapport, so when they're ready to do that, so that could mean a couple of phone calls to them first of all, to actually guide them and give them the time and make sure they're comfortable with what I'm going to be going through, and then we'll do the call. So a little bit more time's taken with them, but all in all, you can get so much more done by doing it digitally than you could previously.
Yeah. I guess, potentially you can have more in a day anyway because you're not having to travel around.
Yeah, stuck in traffic. Yes, definitely.
And go from Bristol to
Yeah,
Tavistock or wherever. Yeah.
yeah, completely.
And I guess as well, it is quite personal. You do get to know the people you're speaking to, and it's quite a personal element. You're getting quite detailed information from them.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And so they have to be comfortable with that, really. And I think for myself, I would always try and open up a little bit about my life. And I think people engage more that way. Not to go into too much detail, to be kind of, if if their children have grown up and they went through difficulties with their children, or if they've got animals, and you just kind of really get onto their level and give them the time that they deserve.
You mentioned there open up your life. I know in your background you had some social
Yeah,
care issues. Do you
yeah.
mind me asking,
No, 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 not at all. So I was brought up in Kent, and moved down to Devon 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. But when I was a lot younger, we had social service intervention with our family, really to see if my parents could keep us safe, really. And it really worked. It really, really worked. So it was really good for us. We had fantastic support. So we had aunts and uncles and grandparents that were always around. But it was just, they used to come and visit us weekly to see if we were okay and if there's anything they could do for us. So I think for me, I was very fortunate that I had that support, as in family, as in cousins, and I had a lovely amount of friends. It could have gone the other way if I hadn't have had that support. So that's why it's very, very passionate to me. It really, really is fostering.
and does that help you get that
Mm.
message across because you've had first-hand experience of it, therefore you can understand her empathy with it?
Yes, definitely, definitely, especially when it comes to young people. For all different reasons, they've come into care, and some young people hate the thought of it. Some people can't wait to. It really would depend on them. But I open up a little bit where I need to with our families. But it's in my heart, and it will never ever go away.
And I'm guessing, therefore, it's quite fulfilling what you do because the end goal is getting children out of care into foster families.
Yes, yeah, it is. It really is because I've only been in fostering about 7 years. Prior working for a college, so I was in education, and then I was in high street recruitment for many, many years. And whilst it was good, the college was very good. I worked with young parents, and I was a facilitator, a life skill, so that taught me quite a lot as well. But I've always wanted to do that bit more. I never felt that I was doing enough. So when I was 40, a few years ago now, I
Only
decided
a
that,
couple. Only
yeah,
a couple.
I decided I need to make that change, and luckily I got a breakthrough with fostering, and I've never ever looked back, never.
Fantastic. And you obviously work with the, as you say, the potential foster carers. Do you ever get to follow up with them afterwards and any of the children who get fostered or?
Sometimes I do, because we have, as in seeing them at the moment, no, because of COVID-19, but we have so many events. So we have all our events in the summer. We have our Christmas events. We have our half term event. So normally that's when I go along and I see all the families together, which is brilliant. It
Yeah,
really is, and that can be from Bristol, Cornwall, wherever. So I do see our families then, and then I hear about them during our team meetings weekly. Yeah.
fantastic. And for you, sort of going forward, what are your goals with the Fostering Foundation, both personally and for the company? What do you think?
I think we've had a fantastic year. I think it's been a really, really good year, and I think definitely since COVID, I think people have really looked at what they want to do in their life, and they've kind of had that time to reflect. So really to continue what we're doing and expand exactly what we're doing now. And who knows? Who knows? I really couldn't say, and because I think it's a very difficult time to say, what would you like to do? Where would you be? I don't know. But where I am now is very comfortable, and I will continue to work and build on those potential foster carers coming into the foundation, because I believe in what we've got is unique, and it really is.
And it sounds like you do believe that. You've got a passion
Mm.
for not just the fostering, but the Fostering Foundation as well.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. We are family run. You know, we're family run. We're really unique. We're small. You know, our caseloads are around about 8 per social worker, and I think that in itself is good. You know, we've got our therapeutic practitioner Donna, who does amazing work with our young people. You know, and we're recruiting a support worker. So what we give as a package is, it's not very heard of very much. It really isn't. And you know, when we're not on call, so 24/7, you've got an actual social worker there ready to take your call. Although that doesn't happen, because a lot of our placements are very, very, oh, I say this now, they're, you know, they're all going really, really well, and there's not hardly any breakdowns. But that's because we're small.
Yeah.
You know, and what we do is what we say we do. We don't, you know, we don't give anything out that we don't do or we don't provide.
So it's more hands-on, more personal, more like a real family then.
You know, it is completely like a family, you know, because we've got our 3 directors, Jeff, Will and Sakina, and then we've got our fantastic senior management team, and it goes down from there to our team managers and our senior social workers, down to our admin girls, or they're just brilliant. So we are really close knit, yes.
And I see there are some new team members next to you
Yeah,
there.
I have 5, but 2 are on the floor. So these are our owls. So our logo is our owls, our wise owls. But they're big owls. They live in Bristol, you see. So these were made during lockdown. So the big owls decided to have little owls, and the big owls are still in Bristol, but the little owls now in Devon. So we've got these here with us. So yes, but we did a competition recently to name them. So hopefully we'll get the results for that soon.
We look forward to hearing that. And talking about things happening recently, I understand your name has changed recently.
Yeah, it has.
And it was supposed to happen some time ago, but I guess
Yeah.
COVID got in the way, did it?
Yeah, so I was planning to get married in April, a bigger event, and then we're told we can't do it. So we did a secret wedding. Yeah, we went off locally, got married at the registry office, had a lovely meal, walked into the sea with my dress on, and then partied at home afterwards. So yes, we're just 2 witnesses, really, 2 amazing friends. So and then I told most people afterwards. So yeah, I've got the ring on. Look, yeah,
Oh, congratulations. And so the new name is
Hegarty.
Jo Heagarty. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mrs. Heagarty, from myself and probably everybody who's watching this.
Yes, it's been lovely because I've had a magnum of champagne from our directors, and I've had a lovely gift voucher to use from all the team. So hopefully, when we're not working so much, we can go out there and use the restaurant voucher.
And so now, you know, going forward, you're looking at growing things
Mm.
naturally. What is your hope for the next year? You know, is there anything particularly you'd like to see or change or do?
I think what we need to focus on, I think there's a huge need for parent and child foster carers. I think that's where we really need to focus, definitely need to focus on that area. We also sibling placements as well. So they're the kind of targets that we've got, really, and that's all over from Bristol down to Cornwall. So
So
the amount of
briefly tell me
referral.
about parent and child, because I don't, a lot of
Yeah.
people might not realise what it is.
So parent child is where you'd have a mum or a dad, or a mum and a dad, and they have been told by local authority that they need to go into a child assessment placement. So that would mean coming into one of our foster carers that have got the space, because you'd need to have the space, as in the rooms and bathroom and big kitchen. And normally it's around about, they're in assessment for around about 12 weeks. So the foster parent is then actually working with them, showing them about baby's milk, how to warm it up, nappy changing, because a lot of the time some people don't know, they have got no, it's really a strange world to them. So they work together for 12 weeks, they're highly monitored for those 12 weeks, and then the carer's doing daily reports, and actually then feeds into the actual court report at the end. And then after 12 weeks, the foster care may be asked to do some more intervention with them if they go out into the community, or it could be they need to stay in for a little bit longer. That's one side of it. Or you could have a holding placement where a child and parents would just be there for a few weeks before they're waiting either to go into it's kind of like a residential setting, so it could be that way. It's very, very involved, and it's 24/7. But normally it's normally around about 12 weeks. But it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding when you can see the difference after those 12 weeks that
Yeah.
the parents have made. It is really, really good. But sometimes it's not so good, and they feel that they can't look after baby, and then you have to look around other ways to care for baby.
At least somebody's tried, and
Yes, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
I'm guessing it's one of those things that probably can be the hardest type of fostering or support to do, but potentially the most rewarding.
Yeah, it's just very intense. And I think it's intense because you need to make sure. I mean, obviously, you've got the support from the foundation, but it would really help if you had a good network of friends or around you, or make sure that you're around other carers, because that's what we offer our buddy service as well. So as long as you've got that good support around you, that really, really helps.
And so the last question that I've got is, how do you relax? How do you, rejuvenate yourself away from doing work?
Well, I've got this new puppy called Benji. He's become my life. Actually, he's not a puppy. I've had him a year next weekend, but he's the first dog I've had in my adult life. So I walk him about 3 times a day. So he normally walks about 5 times a day if I can get the family to do it. But I like to walk him about 3 times a day. So going up on Dartmoor, really. Love walking, love the beach, mainly the moors. Though I've fallen in love with the moors this year more than I have ever. And I've been recently introduced to world swimming,
Oh wow.
which is lovely. It's so refreshing. So I've been doing a bit of that. I don't know who introduced me to that, but it was really, really good. Reading, relaxing. I love. I don't really watch much television. Really, I find it it's a bit too intense, especially at the moment, isn't it? But
Yeah.
no, I just like to just relax with my family and take my puppy out.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I think that makes total sense to me, Joe, especially
Yes.
Dartmoor and the wild swimming kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think everyone needs that sort of safety valve in their life, just to pressure valve
Yes.
to release. So I think it's a
Yeah,
great
it's
idea.
very important, especially now we're working from home more. I think we need that. You need
Yeah.
to be able to go, hang on a minute, I need to, my day needs to be a walk or come away from your laptop or whatever. That's really important, the well-being.
And change of scenery,
Mm,
change of pace, whatever it is. So,
yeah, definitely.
anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I don't think there is really. I've really enjoyed this. I thought I was going to be a bit nervous actually, but I really enjoyed it. And it's, all I can say is working for the foundation is the best thing I've ever done. It
Well,
really is.
I must say, because I work with them, that it is
Yeah.
very rewarding as well. So,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your time, Joe.
Thanks for the time, man.
Good luck with the owls. Good luck with the walking. Good luck with Benji, and good luck with finding some more foster carers who'll
Yeah,
make
we'll
a
keep
difference.
going.
Take care. Bye
Thanks,
bye,
Simon.
everybody.
Bye, bye, bye.